Hi, this is Dave Dinger, and from our group, along with Wendy Miller, we're reviewing Countly. So Wendy has given you our presentation on the overview and strengths of Countly. We also want to take you through a quick overview of Countly features, and that's what we're working on here. Before we start, I did a bit of research on Countly and read a number of reviews. It's been praised for a number of things and was slammed as well for a few things as well, just like any particular program or analytical package you're looking at. From the aggregate, I'd say Countly has been, everybody believes it's easy to use, increase the ability to retain customers, it points out errors and crashes in user experience, and does basic analytics and segmentation very well. On the negative side, it looked like most people were commenting on the associated mobile app was a concern and wasn't really working as well as the desktop version. And the costs on it were focused more on an established business and a larger enterprise than a smaller business or startup. That a free, version omits some of the critical plugins that you could use as a small business. From my perspective, it works with mobile analytics well. And as I'm a visual thinker, it's a combination of graphic display and ability to build dashboards allows one to organize their thoughts in a way, look at their problem easier for them in particular. So let's get into working with Countly. I want to give you a quick look-see at the program, show you how to begin and take you through a number of unique features that Countly has. So if we look at the computer, if you look at the mouse click, the free trial area, this is the Countly home page. You click the free trial. Remember, as I forgot, Countly is a UK business, so if they always default to Europe, click the United States. And then go ahead and push in your information. Click my free trial. Your free trial will come to you in email a few minutes later, and then you can start. When you do start, you're going to populate. You're going to go through the when you do log on first to Countly, establish your user ID and password. You'll populate a trial version. This is a trial version of one I did with both mobile and desktop apps. So I did not necessarily click anything. I looked at all of them, and this has a multiple overview of everything. What Countly does very well, though, is Countly looks at mobile applications analytics. So what I did do is I ran a mobile analytics application here for test, called test. And if you look at it, this is fake data. You'll say very normal, sorry, not normal, but it's uniform distributions on many things. So remember, we're running through fake data, nothing in particular. I'm just going to give you an overview. When the first area comes up, this gives you an overview page, or what really I would look at the Countly dashboard, or what they like. It talks about the live activity. One of the things about it, Countly, is everybody did like the live activity you can see. It talks about your basic kind of analytics and some graphs. When you move down here, it talks about revenue, and the revenue is 0 because we really haven't put any parameters in that from our standpoint. It talks about platforms and devices. Now remember, this is a mobile run, so you'll see a lot of top carriers, devices, platforms. We'll talk about those later. Also gives you kind of a visual geographical representation of who's using it, along with the pieces. You can click from, this is sessions, these are users, and then you can look at new users and who's using from both a language and geographical location perspective. What I want to take a look up is let's go over here to the left, and you can take a look at this particular menu over here, and they break it down into 4 areas: understand, explore, reach, and improve. And I'm going to click on a couple of features on that I think are fairly unique to Countly. When we look at the analytics button, it brings up back, and the other unique part about it is the icons you can actually click on any time over. But when we pull over the analytics package, you have online users and such down. I want to take a look at users, because what they do is they give you a unique list of users, total users, and then you can break that down by the day and take a look at by the day. The devices is unique. Now we talk about a strong mobile platform. If you want to do analytics on mobile platforms, it will break down what devices are actually coming into and having sessions with your particular business. Your platforms, the platform versions, and your top resolutions. And the top resolutions, we'll get into the resolutions in a second, kind of critical. So I mean, if you look at the resolutions in this sense, You can actually tell by the smartphone they're using and by what kind of package they have, what kind of density or resolution they're looking at for their, so that you can actually see if you're reaching out to the largest part of your audience as far as the resolutions on your graphics. The application versions, at the carriers. This is also part of the geographical locate, but they take a look at the carriers. That could be critical for your business. The platforms, are you running the right software packages for the platforms we're talking about? And it gives you distribution out of platforms you're looking at. Also languages, what kind of languages are those phones particularly set up in? They may still be in English that they're surfing, but you can actually reach out to the host language of your users. If we move over to attribution, I thought this was interesting. You can actually run campaigns in this. So if you have a campaign, you can actually run and see how it's working. So you could go ahead and go create a campaign, create a new campaign, and actually visualize how that's improving your business. Go ahead and close that out. The other feature over here is drill. We'll talk about drill in this area because in a lot of these graphs you can click on drill. So let's drill down on this data, and you can actually make your own graphs and own visualizations by using the drill. The drill down query builder, bookmark it and look at the data table if you want. But for me, most of the stuff visualization was critical. If we look at users, I want to talk about two items. First of all, profiles, user profiles. These are all your users, what their profile is. It's really the basis of the relational database, but you can actually drill down to the user area. But what's kind of neat about this users area is you can talk about slipping away. Who in particular has not logged in for the last 7 days, the last 14 days, the last 30 days, and you can look at the actual user list of those people over here to identify those people and identify trends of those people that are actually slipping away or you're losing. Click on the behavior tab. The neat part about this is we learned about funnels, obviously, in the interactive advertising. If you want to take a look at creating funnels, you can actually create funnels. We're not going to go through on creating a funnel, but what they do is they have flows of the funnels, and you can actually have a graphical representation of who's balking when, who's pulling out of the different funnel areas, and you can have an excellent graphical representation for that. Trill we already talked about. If we look at the feedback, I want to highlight this feedback and ratings piece. It really is feedback and ratings of the actual the website connected directly to Countly, and how you set these up is they have these things called widgets. You click on the widget and you can actually put a do you like this page, leave us feedback, or what's your opinion. If you put that on your page, this puts it in the code of your page, and in actuality it will come up with something that will offer a survey to the individuals that the customer's doing that session, and this, what it does is it counts your feedback, and as you can see, our company's doing pretty uniformly with an emphasis on the kind of bad, so we need to move on. Maybe kind of good, I'm sorry. The last thing I'm going to talk about, the second to last thing I'll talk about is crashes. This is fairly unique. Sorry about my internet service right now, but this is fairly unique because what Countly does, it actually shows you what kind of crashes you're having or errors as you move along in your website. And apparently we are experiencing a crash right now because my server is not doing too well. It probably doesn't want to look at the crashes. Let's look at the crashes again. Oh, here we go. So if you look at the overview of the crashes, what it does, it tells you how many occurrences and also the unique crashes we had. It tells you, of course, we're running dragging icon by day, but also goes down here and shows you exactly what kind of crashes you're running into. So if your mobile platform, if you're having trouble through either a operating system, either the carrier or your actual platform you're running or your code, you can actually identify what's happening and clear those issues up. Last thing I want to talk about is a dashboard. We saw in the overview that the dashboard shows you, this is the Countly normal dashboard, but you can actually build your own dashboard. And I think I started, probably don't have much in it, but you can build your own dashboard. So I'm using test one. It's empty right now. All you need to do is add a widget. You can say, hey, I want a time series on events of test one, and also you can actually run different applications. This is the other application I was running, and then select the metric is we want count, and then how many logged in, and then what we'll do is go ahead and create that. You can put a number of these pieces all over the board, and you can certainly move them around wherever you want to create the dashboard that you want to. So you can take a quick step and look, see problems in an instant. And that does, thank you for listening. Wraps up our very quick orientation on Countly.